In this part we continue the work. Now I show you how to join two motifs together. It is the first motif. As you can see, this is complete motif. This motif I do not finish. We just need to crochet last round of the second motif. And while crocheting the last round of this motif, I will make the joining. Take both motif their backs together. Let's begin the joining. I did chain of 3. Let's begin the joining. Insert the hook into the 4th chain stitch of the chain space. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. And make single crochet into this 4th stitch. Chain of 3. And I continue crocheting the last round of the second motif. We skip the next stitch and single crochet into the second stitch. Chain of 2. Insert the hook into the chain space by working single crochet. Chain of 2. Continue crocheting. We skip 1, 2, 3 stitches and single crochet into the 4th stitch. Chain of 2. Make single crochet into the 5th chain space. Chain of 2, and we continue the work. We skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the 4th stitch. Make a chain. We skip 1, 2, insert the hook into the 3rd by working single crochet. Let's look what we have. We have done joining in 3 points, so I'm going to make joining in this way till the end of this row. Let's continue. Chain of 2. Work a single crochet into the 5 chain space, 2 chains. We skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the 4th. 2 chains. Make single crochet into the next chain space. 2 chains. We skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the 4th stitch. 3 chains. And let's make the last joining. Here is chain space in the corner. We need to join into the 4th chain stitch. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4 and single crochet into this chain stitch. 3 chains. We skip the next stitch and single crochet into the 2nd stitch. We have done the joining. The joining has 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now I will complete this motif. I remind you, we have done the joining two motifs together. Here how it looks. I will attach the fourth motif on two sides of the motif. We will still need to crochet two sides of motif. With one side my motif will be attached to the top motif, and with other one to the down motif. All these four motifs will have the common joining point. It is here. The second, the third, and the fourth motif are joined to the corner of the first one with single crochet. I take their backs together, chain of 3, insert the hook into the fourth chain stitch. Let's count 1, 2, 3. Insert the hook into the fourth by working single crochet. Chain of 3. Continue crocheting the last round. Make single crochet into the second stitch. 2 chains. Insert the hook into the chain space of the first motif by working single crochet. 2 chains. We skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the fourth stitch. Chain of 2. Single crochet into the 5 chain space. Chain of 2. We skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the fourth. Chain, we skip 1, 2 and single crochet into the third stitch. Two chains. Make single crochet into the chain space. 2 chains. We skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the fourth stitch. Chain of 2. And single crochet into the chain space. 2 chains. We skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the fourth stitch. Three chains. Let's look what we have. I have done the joining on the one side, and now I will be making the central joining. As you can see, this is the middle joining. In this stitch I have already joined 2 motifs. I'm going to make the joining on the back side of the work. Let's continue. Insert the hook into the stitch, make single crochet, continue chain of 3, we skip 1, 2 and single crochet into the second stitch, 2 chains, continue the joining with the next motif. Make single crochet into the chain space, 2 chains, we skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the fourth, chain of 2, and single crochet into the 5 chain space, chain of 2, we skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the fourth. Let's look what we have. We have done the joining on the one side, then we join in the middle point and continue with the second motif. So continue working in this way till the end of this row. It means you should join in 3 points more and complete the fourth motif. I have done the joining and the fourth motif is ready. The large piece of work is ready. I remind you that the middle joining has 1 point. The second, the third and the fourth join in 1 stitch. We continue the work. Firstly, we have made the bottom part. The bottom part consists of 9 squares. Then we need to crochet 2 more squares for the left side and 1 more for the shoulder. Then I will join 2 more squares for the sleeve in the front. This square is joined in 3 points. The second half is joined to the back square, and this first half is joined to the bottom part in the front, and the second side was joined on this side. Let's take a look at the back side. After we have done the bottom line, there are 3 middle squares on the back side of the model. Then you should crochet 4 squares for the shoulders. For each one you need 2 squares. And now I show you how to join squares together in the shoulder. To begin the joining square motifs together, I turned the work. I'm going to work with right sleeve on the front. I do not complete my current motif. I just did one side. I will join while crocheting the last round of this motif. The half of this square will be joined to the square on the back. It is going to be 3 points in the joining. The second half of this motif will be joined to the other square in the bottom part. It is going to be 3 points in the joining as well. Continue working and we'll continue the joining with this side of the other motif. Let's begin the work. I did 3 chains. I insert the hook into the 4th chain stitch. Make a single crochet. Continue chain of 3 for the chain space. We skip the next stitch and single crochet into the second stitch. 2 chains. Let's make the joining. Insert the hook into the 5 chain space by working single crochet. Chain of 2. Continue the work. We skip 1, 2, 3, 4 and single crochet. Chain of 2 and single crochet into the next chain space of the complete motif. Chain of 2, we skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the 4th. Let's stop and look. We have just joined it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Continue joining. Now I'm going to make the joining to the square in the bottom part. Make a chain. We skip 1, 2 and insert the hook into the 3rd stitch by working single crochet. Chain of 2, I take the ear backs together. Now insert the hook into the chain space of the complete motif by working single crochet. Chain of 2. Continue working with last round of the current motif. We skip 3 stitches and single crochet into the 4th one. Continue. Chain of 2. Insert the hook into the chain space and make single crochet. Chain of 2. We skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the 4th stitch. We have done joining in 2 points. Now I am making the middle joining. As I said before, these 4 motifs joined in 1 point. Chain of 2. Insert the hook into the same stitch that we have already worked into by working single crochet. Chain of 3. Continue working with last round of the current motif. We skip 1, 2 and make single crochet into the 2nd stitch. We have just joined our square motif. This is the first half of the motif. This half is joined to the square on the back side. Then we have joined in 3 points to the square in the bottom part. We turn the work. Continue working on this side. I will join to this square. Make a chain of 2. Insert the hook into the 5 chain space by working single crochet. Chain of 2. We skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the 4th stitch. chain of 2, single crochet into the chain space, then chain of 2, we skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the 4th stitch. We made the joining in 2 points, and let's continue. Make a chain by pattern, we skip 2 stitches and single crochet into the 3rd stitch. Chain of 2, I did 2 chains, and now insert the hook into the chain space by working single crochet. Chain of 2, we skip 1, 2, 3 stitches and single crochet into the 4th stitch. Chain of 2, make single crochet into the 5 chain space of the complete motif, then chain of 2, we skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the 4th stitch. Let's make the last joining. For this, chain of 3. As you can see, the point where we have already joined 2 motifs together, here is it. Insert the hook into this stitch by working single crochet. Chain of 3. Continue working with last round, we skip 1 and insert the hook into the 2nd stitch by working single crochet. We have just joined 2 sides of the square. You should crochet the last side of the current motif by yourself. And now we look what we have. This is the first half of the current motif. Then we join it to the bottom motif and we complete the joining on this side. We continue working with the 3rd part of this tutorial. Thanks for watching.